Is it gonna work like I want it to? So we're just making a chironomid, image, different type, like the little one I made on the short, but we're gonna make a large one. Cause it's just going to be better. Do it like this, and the copper wire in there. I'm gonna add something else into this one though. So we're actually gonna tie a piece of Flashaboo in here too, just for just for just for some fun. Let's see what it looks like. And so, just like before, we're wrapping on a quill. I showed it on my short, and that was the gave me the headache. That particular pattern. This is usually does not give me a headache. It's really easy. But you wrap a peacock quill almost like you do a what do you call it? Mosquito pattern. You wrap the peacock quill down the you gotta be really kind of careful with it because it breaks easy. You gotta find a good one, a good quill. But you strip all the if you look at it, see it right here. You take this and you let's see if I can even do it. This little piece, just to kind of demonstrate it, but you take it and take your nail. You can take your nail into it, or you can take scissors. You have to be real gentle, but that's what you do. You take the quill and you. So all that green stuff on that peacock quill, so you strip it off. As you can see, the little piece of green still on there. You strip that off, and then you wrap it, and it gives it a cool, kind of a cool color, basically. And then what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna wrap. I think I should do it the other way. We're gonna wrap a piece of. I'm gonna wrap a piece of Flashaboo on top, which I usually don't do, but I wanted it to have a little bit of flickering, something else to it. Usually you just tie it with copper to hold the peacock quill down, but I wanted to add this in because I thought it would look neat. Just to add a cool little variation, slight variation to it, something a little extra. And it already looks pretty crazy to me right now. I'm looking at it, I'm squinting a little bit to look at it, but you can see that little weird green over the top of that. So now we're gonna wrap the copper wire. The last one I used gold. This one I'm using copper on it. It's just to hold down there. We're just holding down that, all that what we put on there. We're just using that to hold it all down. And it adds a little weight to it, even though the hook's already giving it weight. That copper wire down, and then yeah, that looks pretty crazy looking from here. It's like I can see it flashing from way over here. I'm leaning back. Actually, I use this little piece of this to manipulate this just a little bit. All right, and then I'm gonna put one of those in. This time I'm gonna make an attempt. Now, I'm gonna make the attempt to put in the So basically, it requires 2 peacock quills, or peacock curl quills, basically. And it's supposed to have an ostrich feather. That'll be really. All right, let's see if we can do this. I see. I don't know how to pick the good enough ostrich here piece. This kind isn't where I got it. Isn't exactly designed for this, but yeah, I think that's as much as I'm gonna be able to get. There we go. So that's what I was fighting the ostrich feather last time, and I was just like fighting getting the ostrich feather in. It's fine though. Oh, it's coming loose. My little attempted creation. It looked good. Oh well, it's alright. It decided to snap on me. And I'm not gonna take it apart. It's fine. No, no, no. Yeah, it decided to come apart on me. Okay. We're gonna try to keep this from coming. It won't come fully apart because it's got there. We're just gonna coat it so it'll stay. But it tried to snap at the tail. It tried to like come from under the copper wire for some reason. Even though I did it like perfectly and it was looking really neat. Still looks really cool though. Try not to touch it too much. And we snip it. So now that I put this on there, I gotta keep rotating it. Keep rotating it a little bit because it's making a coating around it. And don't have to stir up too much of the feathers I already can cut. stuff. Fun stuff. And then for the last part, we'll glue the head in. I'll use this to kind of, I don't want these to get into there because it's still a little wet. But I'm trying to be a little bit of a perfectionist right now. Doesn't always mean, let's see here. Alright, so it's pretty much finished. It's a midge. If you look at it closely, it's got like a glitter shine to it. It's kind of hard to see it. You're really not going to be able to see it till it dries, but that's a Chironomid midge. That's how the other one was supposed to come out, but I just added something to it to make it look really cool and have like a shine, a cool little glittery shine to it. Little ad lib. I just started thinking about it, and I was like, this will look cool. Oops, sorry y'all. I thought it would look cool. So that's that, all done. That's a midge. Pretty simple. They're really simple, but just when you tie something like that, it's a little more intricate. But that's it. That's a Chironomid. I believe that one is called. I'm trying to think of the name. Sorry, I won't be walking around. But yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of that midge. I have to look it up. I can't remember the name of it. I think I have a picture of it somewhere. But that's a midge Chironomid. It's similar to these to the other ones I've tied on my channel, but this one's a little different because I added a little something extra to it. Same concept though. It's similar to like the little caddis type of that one I made that looks like a caddis. Also, it's similar to that. I'm trying to find what the name of it would be. If there's anything in this book that tells you the name of what this is supposed to be technically sort of called. I'm like, what is it called? I just know I've tied them, a bunch of them before, and they're pretty easy to tie, but I don't see anything in here that says it. I have this one book right here. It said it kind of tells you, kind of gives you a general idea of what this thing would be called. It kind of tells you what this thing would be called. Yeah, you can kind of see in it kind of like how it's kind of got like something's going on right there. But when I look at it, I can't see it that good. But on the camera, it looks, you can see that shine in there on the front section. You can't really see it very good. It looks totally different when I look at it from my perspective. Oh, it's called a Peacock Chironomid. That's what it's called. It's just called the Peacock Chironomid. But I added a piece of Flashaboo underneath the copper wire over over that over that um peacock quill that's wrapped. So I put that in, wrapped it, had a piece of copper wire, had a piece of Flashaboo, wrapped the Flashaboo over the peacock quill. I was gonna wrap them together. I decided to wrap it over the top because I thought it would look cooler. It looked more translucent. And then I wrapped it down with the copper wire, and then it tried to kind of come loose. And I was like, well, I can also just basically give it a sheen coat, like an epoxy almost, by using like glue um, over the back end of it, and then it'll secure it so it won't unravel itself. Even though it's wired, got a copper wire on it. Just I saw it was trying to do something weird on the back end. You can kind of see it, and it was trying to do something funny. And I was like, well, I can just put like a little glue, and then that's it, and it'll have a shine coat over it. So that's it. That's a Peacock Chironomid. Some little midge larva. That's it. I'll see if I can get a. I don't know if the camera's gonna focus for us. Let's see if we can get it to. Yeah, you see, you can kind of see it. It doesn't do it justice on this camera. Actually, how it really looks. As you can see, it's trying to get out of focus. It really doesn't give it justice how it really looks. What putting that Flashaboo wrapped in there, what it's doing to how it looks. Like when I'm looking at it, it's like flashing. It's got like a blue, like a purple, like on the body of it. But when you look at it on the camera, it doesn't look that good. But to my eye, like when I'm looking at it with that coating on it, it looks totally different than what you're seeing on the camera. It's crazy. It's similar to what you're seeing, but it's not the same thing because the way the camera. Let's see if it'll. Yeah, you can't really. Yeah, I keep trying to focus it, and it's not. It doesn't want to act right for us. Well, let's try the old. I put my hand by it, and then there you go. So I had to literally put my hand by it so you can kind of see it. So you can kind of see what's happening there. If you can kind of look in there, you can see that Flash was how those ribs are wrapped in there. It's hard to really see. You can see it pretty good right there. But take my hand being in the picture so it'll focus right. But there you go. That's a Peacock Chironomid. And I'll see if I can get a good picture of it as a thumbnail so you guys can really see it. But that's it, Peacock Chironomid. Check it out. Hope you guys watched it to the end. Keep time.